So, have you ever been driving down the road and all of a sudden traffic just stops? And you look off to the side and people are stopped because there's bison in the road, or there's a bear in the road, or even better yet, down in a little gully, there's a moose and a baby moose drinking water out of a creek. Well, if you've ever had that happen to you, maybe you were traveling through, that's right, Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park was established March 1st of 1872, and it is the first national park. In fact, it's the world's first national park. That's an interesting fact. Oh, hi, Scarlett. Scarlett's here with me. Okay, Scarlett's here with me today. So, Yellowstone has 3,472 square miles, and that's measuring 63 miles north and a bunch of miles east, west, and south. Whatever, blah, 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 right? The park is 96% of it in the state of Wyoming. 3% is in Montana, and only 1% of that park is in Idaho. The highest point in the park is 11,358 feet, and that's at Eagle Rock. And the lowest point of the park is 5,282 feet below sea level. I'm sorry, cut that. And the lowest point in the park is 5,282 feet, and that's at Reese Creek. Now, I've never been there, so I don't know where Reese Creek is at. Now, Yellowstone is larger, get this, larger than the states of Rhode Island and Delaware combined. Did you know, fun fact here, folks, did you know that in a year, Yellowstone has between 1,000 and 3,000 earthquakes annually? Didn't know that. That's a little scary. It has more than 300 active geysers, and it has more than 290 waterfalls. Yellowstone is home to 67 species of mammals, 285 species of birds, and 18 species of fish. Poor fish. Get this, only 6 species of reptiles. I would imagine it's because they have fall, winter, and spring. Not very hot there. And they have 5 species of amphibians. Now, there are 2 species of animals that are considered endangered. Okay, the first one is the Canadian lynx, which is kind of like a little kitty cat. I wouldn't want it for a pet, but it's a little bit bigger than our house cats, but smaller than a mountain lion. It's probably not something you'd want to have in your home. And also the grizzly bear. The grizzly bear is actually considered threatened. Okay, it's not on the endangered list, but it's a threatened species. Yellowstone has more than 1,800 archaeological sites, and there are 5 park entrances and 466 miles of roads. So that when I said in the beginning, you could run into a bison or a moose or deer or a bear, or you could run into you can only find it at Yellowstone National Park and other areas around that area, is the ram that is native to that area. And they are the ones that have the real horns that come all the way back. There are 15 miles of boardwalks, and there are 82 trailheads that access approximately 1,000 miles of hiking trails. Old Faithful erupts every 92 minutes or so. It does fluctuate, so you do have to talk to a park ranger if you want to know exactly the schedule for when it's going to go off. And you do have to get there early because people they figure out what time it's going off and then they stand all around there and it gets crazy with people. So it'll be interesting to see what they do this summer with It'll be interesting to see what they do this summer with social distancing. There are more than 10,000 hydrothermal features in Yellowstone, and the 4 basic types of thermal features are geysers, hot springs, mud pots, and fumaroles. I don't recall seeing those, but I have gone to Yellowstone twice now. I have seen the mud pots and the hot springs, and of course I've also been to Old Faithful and some of the other geysers there. The mud pots, stinky. You can't even describe the smell. If you don't like sulfur, well, who does? It is really stinky around those areas. Yellowstone is home to more than 500 active geysers, and more than half of the world's geysers are actually in Yellowstone National Park. It is home to the largest concentration of mammals in the lower 48 states. That's about it from Yellowstone. Yellowstone has a lot of history. They have vehicles that they used back in the 20s and 30s that they have on site there that are historical vehicles. You can take a train through Yellowstone National Park. You can, of course, drive through Yellowstone National Park. You can bike through it. You can hike through it. You can go there in the wintertime, although services are limited in the winter. But in the wintertime, they do have snowmobile trails and other trails like that. And so because Scarlett is ready to go on her hike right now, she's bugging me to go on her hike, we're going to head out, right, Scarlett? We're going to head out. And we will see you here tomorrow. Make sure you continue watching so that you understand what you're going to do for the day on your daily agenda. I'm Mrs. Sternad, and I've got my dog Scarlett with me today at Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming. All right, gentlemen, this is Wednesday, May 13th. My morning Zoom link, Mr. Donald and Mrs. Lyle's afternoon links there for you in Zoom. You're going to start with the warm-up of the day, which will come from this video that you are currently watching. Michael, I haven't heard from you for a while on this. Your speech is due on Thursday. That means you are ready to deliver your speech to me on Thursday. So if you need help, you need to seek out my help. Angel, I know you were working on that today with your dad. So if you need me to help you wrap this up so you're ready to go on Thursday, just let me know, Zoom call me, and we can do that, okay? Andrew, Brian, you guys are delivering your speech. So like Andrew, I know you're going to deliver yours today. Brian, if you're ready, you can go today or you can go on Thursday. Again, that is the last day that I'm accepting speeches from people. We have had more than enough time to work on these speeches, and Thursday is the due date. Aiden and Frankie, Chapter 11, Lesson 4, Vocab and Notes. Frankie, you've kind of been stuck on this for a couple days, so I need you to get this done and move on. Enzo, you're doing the listening to Section 4 and doing the guided reading. Josh, you are doing a gladiator story along with Dominic. Okay, so Josh and Dominic, you're doing the gladiator story. Neil, you're doing Roman food and dining. All 4 of you gentlemen, this includes Enzo. So Enzo, Josh, Dom, Neil, you guys are doing 15 minutes of Quizlet. You're going to start doing that every day. So that will be part of your lesson for the day, okay? And then if you need to get a hold of me in the afternoon, guys, 1 o'clock, that's that Zoom link. Have a great day.